Hi Rachel, how are you doing? I hope you're feeling well, considering and that you are ready for this reading, in which we are going to look at the situation which you described as your plans having fallen through. So we're going to see what the tarot has to say about that. So we're going to go with a simple past, present, and future reading. And if we need more clarification, I'm going to draw more cards. So this is the past. And this is the present. And this is the future. All right, so let's see what we have. Ace of Swords for the past, Emperor for the present, and Fool for the future. Okay. Interesting. So you're saying your plans have fallen through, and what I'm seeing here is that you have, instead of that, you have made an important discovery. There's a revelation, an insight that you have been given recently, and that insight is indicated by the Ace of Swords. Now, swords are the most complicated and, in general, the least favored suits. They, as you know, represent the thinking self. And swords are sharp, and they can hurt us, and they can cause all kinds of havoc and trouble and pain. And so swords in general, the suit of swords is not a pleasant one. But the Ace of Swords, which is kind of the essence of this suit, is, interestingly enough, more positive than negative in its energy. And it represents a sudden aha moment. And I'm not trying to say that this moment is entirely euphoric, or that it is going to make anyone feel good, because when we encounter the truth and when we make important realizations, often they have negative implications, but they are still valuable. So I guess what this card is trying to tell you, that even though it's frustrating and unpleasant what you have discovered, it's still valuable, and it's meaningful, and it will be a tool, or a skill, or just an insight that you can rely on in the future. What I'm seeing in the present, so you have two major arcana cards here, which are the exact opposites So there's going to be a huge change of direction in your life. And it's going to be a deep and transformative one because of these two major arcana cards. Now, the Emperor is a card of the archetypal male, the masculine energy of wanting to take control and wanting to be in charge and actively managing and manipulating and molding the environment in a controlled way. And it has kind of a militant feel to it as well, the Emperor. And it often represents the father, and not the actual father, not the flesh and blood father, but the idea of the father, the tyrant, the naysayer, the presence that is restrictive and strict and critical and judgmental. So that's what the Emperor stands for. And what I'm seeing here in regards to your situation is that the Emperor shows up as a feeling of judgment, a feeling of having to get your things in order, of having to be more organized, more disciplined, more this, more that. So there's dissatisfaction with who you are, and it has this inner father kind of vibration to it. And when I say inner father, I mean perhaps the superego, the self or the aspect of ourselves that is continuously trying to improve us. And so you're in this very self-critical state of mind right now, and you're looking for things to control and things to improve. And you're internalizing, or you're repeating to yourself what has been given to you by this male Emperor energy throughout your life. And now you're giving yourself to the same treatment. So it seems like the realization that you had has made you understand and become more sensitive to the chaos of your situation, so the underlying chaos of your existence. And now this is almost a panicky reaction, an overreaction, a compensation attempt by the Emperor to make everything reliable, predictable, organized, and well structured. So on the one hand, we have you now in this kind of mindset, but I see a very different future. I see a huge turn of your emotions and your motivation with the Fool. The Fool couldn't be further from what the Emperor represents, because the Fool does not build anything. The Fool is the number 0 in the major arcana and in the tarot. The Fool accepts the universe as it is, and he intuitively understands himself and interprets his existence as inseparable from the universe. And so he has total trust in the process, and he's not trying to control anything. So we have, on the one hand, one extreme is this zealous need to control everything, and then we have a total letting go and surrender to existence. So, and both of these reactions are pretty extreme, and they both are answers or reactions to the Ace of Swords moment that you had recently. And it's going to balance itself out, since we have two such opposing influences here, or so very different attitudes, that they are necessarily going to come to an agreement and create a compromise between themselves, but it's going to take time. So I'm seeing a lot of upheaval in the future, a lot of inner contradictions, and actions that you would perhaps not even expect of your own self. So you're going to surprise yourself soon, and you're just going to be noticing behaviors and thoughts and feelings that are completely novel to you. And I think that's what the Fool represents, is that this Ace of Swords insight has shaken you to your core, and now you're in the process of completely letting go of the instincts of the Emperor and exploring a new you. So that sounds interesting, terrifying, exciting, and profound. So I think you're on a profound journey, and to say that your plans have fallen through, first you're going to start to have this hysterical reaction of really wanting to stick to your plans and plan everything to the smallest detail. That's what the Emperor would do. But then you will throw not only the plan away that has fallen through, but all plans almost. So that's a pretty unique place to be in. I wish you a lot of luck with this. I think it's a beautiful process, and there's a reason why you're going through this, and you're learning a lot from this. So just hang in there and be very, very perceptive to the changes that are happening inside of you, and just try to observe them as closely as you can. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you have any questions or feedback, feel free to write to me, as always. And I hope to see you in my next video.